Pakistan, barely a 75-year-old country, created on the basis of religious segregation, is staring at an economic default. Look closely, Pakistan has never had a stable economy, largely running on foreign aids and remittances from non-resident Pakistanis. Currently, Pakistan has a little over $3 billion of foreign reserve, just about enough to meet their import needs for some 1 week. Pakistan's total external debt, according to World Bank report, is 20.69 trillion Pakistani rupees. In 2022 alone, according to World Bank, Pakistan needs to pay $22 billion as debt servicing. Inflation in the country is 31.5%, highest since 1974. Mind you, 1974 was just after an Indo-Pak war. Moody's, a credit rating agency, has rated Pakistan as CAA3, which means even though it's stable now, it is very imminent to default. This, coupled with other factors, has led to a downfall in investor confidence to the extent that even the non-resident Pakistanis have reduced their investment. For example, in financial year 22, Pakistan received $1.26 billion as remittances, as against only $648 million in financial year 23. Well, these are the effects. What are the causes? Let's take a quick look at what has caused Pakistan to be in a situation it is in. First, highly unstable political system, to the extent that only one regime has managed its 5 years political term in its 75-year-old history. Excessive military intervention in political and economic decision making. Very high budget allocation of defense, close to 4% of GDP in 2021. Army personnel are allowed tax-free imports of bulletproof vehicles even after retirement. The bill goes in billions. Pakistan has carved its image as a terrorist safe haven and a playground for radical Islamic ideologies. Lack of modern scientific education has meant that most Pakistanis are radicalized on religious lines. For example, in February 2023 alone, there were 58 attacks, that is 2 attacks per day. The society in Pakistan is very elitist, and they are the ones who hold and manage the politics, the military, the civil services, and all other important portfolios. They are mostly raised outside Pakistan and do not understand the country's core ethos and needs. Pakistan's initiatives are always driven by political interest and not economic interest. The policymakers are controlled by foreign powers. For example, taking short-term loans to fund infrastructures that will be beneficial only in the long run, if at all. Meanwhile, the loan repayment burden keeps piling up. For example, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor has pushed Pakistan firmly in China's debt trap of $27 billion in bilateral debt. $23 billion is made up of Chinese loans. Pakistan, being a heavily import-dependent economy, particularly when it comes to energy, which renders its economy acutely vulnerable to global oil and gas price changes. Pakistan's economy is largely informal, which means there are very few people who pay taxes. Opening up their market to Chinese goods has destroyed their nascent manufacturing industry. Existence of multiple state-owned enterprises, which are non-productive, corrupt, overstocked, consumes a large chunk of budgetary resources every year. The survival is Pakistan's financial obligation without any significant benefits. Here are some of the few structural changes Pakistan can bring to help its economy. Pakistan, first of all, needs to be pro-Pakistan and not pro-Islam or anti-India or pro-China. Pakistan needs to heavily crack down on militancy. Pakistan needs to spend heavily on modern education. It needs to eliminate its elitist culture and dynasty politics. The world has pledged $9 billion, but this is a peanut, and most of it will go back to where it has come from as debt repayment. It needs a strong relationship with India and develop a potentially transformative trading and investment partner. Pakistan needs to understand its position in the geopolitical context. Here, let's wish Pakistan a future that is bright, corruption-free and safe. For more such videos and contents, please do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.